So, you want to know how to make NPCs look at you in Geometry Dash?
Well, I'll show you how to do it. It's actually pretty easy, honestly. But yeah, you can see that... Jesus. You can see that the NPC I have right here that I made, it's basically following me and such, whatever position I am. You can use this NPC for, like, if you want to do, like, dialogues and stuff like that. But yeah, I'll show you how to make that. It's pretty simple. Let's get to it. Now, I'm going to start from scratch, obviously, because I'm going to show you how to make the thingy. This tutorial, I'm just going to name it NPC thing. I don't know. But yeah, in this tutorial, we will be diving down, or we'll be dealing or messing with basically like 2 triggers, or 3. Yeah, we got scale, got toggle, and then we got alpha. You don't really need alpha. You don't really need it, but we're just gonna do it because why not? But yeah, we're gonna take these off for now. Now, the first thing that we're gonna do for this tutorial thing, we are going to need an NPC, obviously. And I like to start with that first, just so that we know what we're gonna be dealing with. Now, when choosing an NPC or making an NPC, make sure your NPC is facing one direction, like either left or right, whatever direction. Because if you have if you're trying to do an icon, let's say for instance an icon that's like mine, that's like easily mirrorable, it's not gonna look great. And when I mean by easily mirrorable, I mean like both sides of the icon look exactly the same, like the left looks exactly the same as the right does. Yeah, make sure you don't use something like that, because once you once like the NPC actually flips direction, it's just gonna look like they're just flipping around, like going in a circle or something. So, or like they're spinning. So, like I said, I would rather you just use an NPC or make an NPC that is like facing one direction. But yeah, let's actually get on to the tutorial now. So, obviously, I'm going to make an NPC. Now, I'm going to make a fairly simple one. The one that you just saw that earlier in the beginning of the video, I'm going to do something similar to that. So, I'm going to grab this block over here. This is like the normal flat colored blocks that you can use for decoration. For your NPC, like how I did in the tutorial, you can use any color you want to. It doesn't really matter. For this, I'm just going to use my player colors. So, player number 1, player color number 1, and then player color number 2, like that. So put this on player color number 1. Now face, you can like I said before, you can use any face you want to. I'm just gonna do this one because this one is like fairly simple. Let me just scale it up a bit so it's a little bigger. There we go, that's perfectly fine. Now give this player color 2. There you go. Now it looks like that. Now, obviously, you see that the icon or the face is facing the camera or the screen. I'm just gonna move this a little bit to the side like that. There we go. So now it's looking left. Now, what you want to do is you want to give this you can group it if you want to or chain it together, but make sure you give this a group of any. Just give it a free group. So I'm gonna give it 1. Now, what you want to do is you want to grab an object that will be the center of your NPC. Like for example, I'm gonna use this circle thing over here, this little thing. Now this is gonna be behind the character. You can set the Z layer to like behind if you want to, or you could just leave it as it is. I'm gonna move this to another layer so that I don't get mixed up. But you want to give this object like another free ID, so like number 2. Now I'm gonna move these guys down here. There we go. Now what you want to do? Let me also put myself into platformer mode. Now what you want to do is you can do this if you want to. You don't really need to, but I'm gonna do it anyways. group ID 2 is gonna be that center circle thingy that we just had earlier. So now it's invisible. Now we're gonna actually get started onto the flipping part, or where the NPC or character actually looks in the directions that you want it to look. So what you want to do, we're gonna first start with a scale trigger. Now for the scale trigger, what you want to do, go to scale X right here and make this -1. So that's the first thing you need to do. Second, for the duration, or for the easing, actually, let's do that first. For the easing, put it as exponential in and out. You can change it to whatever you want, but I just like exponential in and out a little more better. It just feels, the movement just feels a little nicer to me, honestly. Now for the duration, I'm gonna do 0.25 just to make it a little fast. Like when they're flipping around, do it like a quick response. Now center is going to be, you know, that center circle thing that I was just talking about earlier, that I was using for the alpha trigger. So we'll give this number 2. Target is your NPC overall, so give that number 1. Now for this trigger, we're gonna give it touch multi-trigger, and then what we want to do is you want to copy and paste that same trigger, but on this one we're gonna actually give this relative scale additionally. Now that that's done, what you want to do is you want to give each of these triggers their own ID. So we're gonna give this one group ID 3 and this one group ID 4. So now what you want to do is you want to grab a toggle trigger right here. Now we're gonna set this to activate. Yeah, set it to touch, set it to multi. And for this toggle trigger, what we're gonna do is we're gonna actually set it to number 3 right here. Or actually no, we're gonna set it to number 4. So this trigger, it's gonna turn on this trigger or make it visible. And then now copy and paste that and do the exact opposite. This one will turn it off like that. And now what you want to do is you want to get another toggle trigger. We're gonna give this group ID number 3, so it's gonna turn off this one. Make sure it's touch and make sure it's multi-trigger, and then do the exact opposite on the other side. So activate. There you go. Now what you want to do is you want to select the entire left side like this. Give it a group ID of 5, so a new group ID. Now what you want to do is you want to go over here to the left side, get a toggle trigger and put it as number 5. And then on the right side of the set of triggers, what you want to do is you want to have number 5 activated touch trigger. Now after that is done, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna untoggle this just so I can see the other side a little bit easier. But yeah, now that's pretty much it. Now all you have to do left is just put all these put all these triggers together like this, and then do the same thing for the other side. There we go. I'm gonna chain all of them. Now you can do this also while you're at it. You can warp this set of triggers so that, you know, the player's always touching it, no matter if like they're jumping or not. Like that. Yeah, I'm gonna do it like that. And then I'm gonna go back here and untoggle the touch thingy. And there you go. You're practically done. So now if I go into playtest, you'll see that. There you go. You're following me. I'm going to save and play. See how they're always following me. I'm gonna do it again, just to make sure. Yep. They're always following me, whatever direction. And that's practically it for this tutorial. I hope I made it a little easy to understand. I'm not really that good at explaining things throughoutly. But yeah, I hope this tutorial somewhat helped you guys to understand how to do it. So yeah, I'll see you guys another time. Bye bye.